Hello and welcome to Alex Cooks, the #1 cooking show of YouTube. Now, what will we be cooking today? Well, we shall indeed be cooking some cherry Bakewell Traybake. Now, I'm inspired to do this because of the good old Great British Bake Off, which had its second episode not too long ago. And I've always wanted to make something to do with Bakewell. So let's get going. Shabba-da-da, shabba-coo, shabba-dee. Now for the Bakewell Tart Traybake, you shall be requiring, well this is for the pastry, 425 grams of plain white flour. We're going to need a second bag for this one. Half a teaspoon of salt. 250 grams of unsalted butter, softened. 800 grams of caster sugar. 50 grams of ground almonds. 3 tablespoons of raspberry. Wait, hold on, I went a bit far there. 50 grams of ground almonds. 1 medium free-range egg, lightly beaten. And 2 medium free-range egg yolks. Okay. Now for the filling, 175 grams of caster sugar, 4 medium free-range eggs, lightly beaten, half a tablespoon of teaspoon of almond extract, 400 grams of ground almonds, and 3 tablespoons of raspberry jam. This is what actually comes in. And now for the topping, 350 grams of icing sugar, 15 glacé cherries, or glazed cherries, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, a handful of flaked almonds. Now, after that mouthful, let's get cooking. Okay, so our very first step, we're going to tip together the salt and the flour. We're going to start with the flour. Okay, just in you go, old Chuck. Okay, and then we're going to put in half a tablespoon of salt, half a teaspoon, and now we're going to go mix this all together real quick. I've chopped up my butter, and now I'm going to dip it into the pan. I'm not going to give any prizes for like guessing what happens next. Okay, so we're just gonna rub together the butter until it starts to form breadcrumbs. Well, it starts to form a mixture that looks like breadcrumbs, I meant to say. Yes. So now we've achieved our result. Our mixture now looks like breadcrumbs. So now we shall pour in 100 grams of sugar plus 50 grams of ground almonds. Here we go. In there you go. Now we're going to stir y'all together. That's the stuff. Stir y'all. Just going to keep doing this. I like stirring things. Stirring things up, stirring things down. I love it. Alright, so now we're going to add in our eggs one at a time. And mix them into the dough as well, of course. Just gonna, there we go. First one in. We shall add the other ones in. It's a slightly later time. Just going to start mixing this one together though. Just gonna hopefully conglomerate into a nice smooth dough as we desire. Oh, sorry. And now I'm going to add in my first egg yolk. There we go. What an ooze that is. Oozy woozy. I like poozy. Oh, no. Now I'm just going to go stir this together. First egg yolk in. Just going to mix it good. Going to mix it good and proper. I am going to add in my last of egg yolk. Oh wow, that broke. Okay, now let's stir you in. Dum tum ti dum tum. Okay, so our dough is now formed, as you can see. What we're going to do now is that we're going to put this inside this here sandwich bag, avoiding the spoon. That's mine. We're going to let it chill in the fridge for 30 minutes. Okay, so now we have preheated our oven to 170 degrees Celsius. And as you can see, we've also greased and floured this, hold on, let me just get the measurements. The 30 by 20 centimetre loose, well, it's a tartan, not a loose bottom tartan. Hey, we've greased it and we've floured it. We're ready to go on with the next stage. Okay, so now we're rolling out the pastry to fairly quickly so it can fit into the tin right here. You have to do it quickly because our flour is apparently delicate. Okay, now it was rather difficult to do so, but we did eventually manage to get our dough into the tray, as you can see. So first we're going to start pricking the bottom of it with our fork, as you can see. Stab, stab, stab. There's some sort of comparison I want to make here, but I'm not sure what I can really get away with humour-wise on YouTube. Once this is done, you can observe the baking paper over here. We're going to put that on top of this pastry. Hey, look at that. Things happen when I say them. Hey, wow. And now, we are going to put on the baking beans, because we're once again blind baking. Yeah. Oh, wow. I mean, these are actually dried chickpeas, but of course we like things to be organic. Organic baking beans, we can call them. Yes. And then we're going to cover this with, we're going to place this into the oven to blind bake for 15 minutes. And then we're going to remove from the oven and remove the baking beans, and then we're going to return it to the oven again for a further 5 minutes to dry the pastry further. As you can observe, we have now blind baked our pastry. We have actually now turned the temperature of the oven down to 145 degrees Celsius. Yeah, because that's what it is for the fan oven. If you are not choosing a fan oven, just turn it down to 165 degrees Celsius. Okay, so we're going to put in our powdered almonds, I think they're called, and going to mix this together with our sugar. As you can see, just gonna doop. Okay, so now we're going to add in our eggs. There you go, wonderful. And our almond extract, our half teaspoon of the stuff. Nice and gentle now. I think that shall do. And into there you go. Okay, wonderful. Now we're going to stir this good old mixture together. Okay, so now it is cool. Now our pastry is cooled down. We are going to spread a generous coating of raspberry jam across the bottom of the pastry. So now we have covered the bottom of the case with jam. Our next thing to do is to ladle the marzipan mixture over the top of the jam until it has filled entirely the pastry case. Entirely filled the pastry case, okay. And then we'll stick this into the oven for 25 to 30 minutes or until the mixture is golden brown on the top. Okay, we now have our tart out of the oven. Whilst this is cooling a little bit more than this already is, we shall start creating the icing. We're just going to pour all this stuff in. Okay, now we're going to start pouring in water until we have a mix in with the icing sugar until it reaches its desired consistency. Okay, we're just going to stir. We're just going to. Okay, there we go. That should do. Let's get stirring. Okay, we need to add in a bit more icing sugar. Like you can see, some of it's mixed together already. So just going to. We need to add a bit more water actually. So just add in 1 spoonful. And 2 spoonfuls. I'm just going to mix this together with the icing as such. There we go. Now we have added the icing on top of the tart. We shall leave it to set for a few minutes before we add in the glacé cherries and the almonds. Oh, okay. Now the tart is now out of the oven. So I just got something stuck in my throat. Now it's out of the oven and it's got all the icing and the topping and stuff on. It is now time for my favourite bit, the taste test. Okay, our Bakewell tart is now ready and ready for consumption. Do ignore that slice off, that nothing happened there at all. Anyway, we're going to cut a bit off here. There you go, a lot of icing on there, a bit of marzipan. Down the hatch it goes. I have to say, it does taste vaguely different from the rest of the Bakewells you usually get off the market. But I mean, the jam taste is a lot stronger than the icing or the marzipan usually is. And I do think that it's quite good. It's the flavour does feel a lot more organic than it usually does. Yes, another success for my kitchen. Hooray, huzzah and huzzay and all that business. If you like this video, do be sure to like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this on your Facebook and Twitter. And also follow my social media on Instagram, Facebook and my blog. I shall see you in the next video.